chakshurunmilitamena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Vande Guru. Shri Gauranga Nityananda Shri Vaita Chandra Gadadhar Sri Gaur Bhakt-tirth. Tirobhav Mahotsav Pandit Shri Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. So when we remember Guru Maharaj, Pandit Shri Krishna Das Babaji, we can think of two verses come to our mind. When I'm remembering, is the wires loose. Wires loose. Right. Where is it plugged in? It's plugged in the wall there. Hey, hello. It's there.
Okay.
Radhe Sham. Radhe. Radhe Sham. Anyway, when we remember Guru Maharaj, two verses come to mind. One verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita and one shloka from Bhagavad Gita. The shloka from Bhagavad Gita, which reminds us of Pandit Shri Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, this chapter is not working. Microphone's not working. Right. No light. Okay. So come sit closer. Sit or samne. Sit at the table. So two verses from Shastra remind us of Gurudev. One is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 21. Yad acharti shrestas tattadevitaro jana sayat pramadam kurute lokastanandavartate. It says, whatever a great person does, regular people will follow. Whatever praman or whatever shastra praman he teaches, everyone will follow that. So whenever we discuss or ask questions to Gurudev about Vaishnava Sadachar or about Tattva Siddhanta questions, he would always say, we have to follow the praman. What is the praman? What do the six Goswamis say? He knew the answer, but he asked me, what does six Goswamis say? I said, I don't know. I don't know, you have to tell me. So he would always say, we have to follow praman. Yad acharti shrestas. So he's a shrestha acharya. Shrestha means a great person. A shrestha acharya, he has achar and prachar. His sadachar is proper, pure. He showed all the qualities of a proper sadhu. And he preaches Shastra. So the verse 321 Gita says, Yad acharti shrestas tata devetarojana Saya pramanam kurute lokasthanam vartate. He says, praman. So this 321 Gita talks about praman. What is a praman? Because most people in modern Vaishnava world, they're not following Shastra. So Gurudev wants to study Shastra and follow Shastra. And whenever we talk about Siddhanta or Tattva or behavior, we should back it up or quote Shastra. We heard this principle also from Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON. He would also always say that when we speak Harikatha, we should speak like a lawyer in a court, like a lawyer in a high court. Lawyer doesn't go in the court and say, my opinion, Your Honor, Mr. Judge, I think this criminal is like this. No, the lawyer will cite previous cases. In 1969, there was a case, the state versus Mr. Gupta, and similar charges, and the judge made this ruling. So we have to quote the authority, the praman.
Yes, Radhe.
So Gurudev, he is titled, Jai Radhe, thank you. Gurudev's title was Adhyapak Pandit. Adhyapak Pandit, Asatara Sata Shri Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj Bhakt-tirth. So he was a teacher, Adhyapak, and he was a Pandit. Some people are Pandits, they're Shastra Nipun, they know Shastra very well, they have very good behavior, but they don't teach. We were yesterday visiting the Prachin Radha Sundar Mandir Masi Ganga yesterday. And we remember when we saw Gurudev there 20 years ago, 15 years ago, he was staying in one room upstairs. And all the time when I went to visit him, he was sitting on a charpai, and in front of the charpai ke samne were 3 or 4 Babajis sitting on a chatai. He was sitting on a charpai, just sitting on a charpai, and he was teaching Shastra. He was teaching Sandarbhas, Jiva Goswami Sandarbhas. He was teaching Vyakaran, Sanskrit, Vyakaran. He was always teaching devotees. So as his followers, we should study Shastra and follow Shastra. And when we meet devotees and they tell us different points and different points of Tattva philosophy, we should say, where is that in Shastra? We should challenge them. Because they say, so-and-so said, so-and-so said. Okay, so-and-so is maybe your guru, or maybe your guru, and you have to respect what he said and honor what he said. But you can't convince me unless what you say is from Shastra of the 6 Goswamis. 6 Goswamis are the Shiksha Gurus for the entire Gaudiya Sampradaya. And the second verse I saw in Shastra that reminded me of Gurudev was from Adi Lila. Adi Lila chapter 2, first Adi Lila chapter 2, verse 117. This is the verse. Siddhanta Balya Chitte Nakara Alas. What does that mean? Alas means lazy. How do you say lazy in Hindi? Alas. Alas. Same as Sanskrit. This is Bengali, but Bengalis must be Sanskrit. Alas. Just like in Govinda Lila Amrita, there's a Rasa Lila dance called Lasya Nritya. This is a slow ladies dance. The gopis, Krishna plays a slow, low tune on his murli, and the gopis dance very slow and like angels and Gandharvas, dance around. It's called Lasya Nritya. So Krishna Das Babaji is saying, Siddhanta Balya Chitte Nakara Alasa. He said we shouldn't be lazy when it comes to Siddhanta. We have the Bhakti Sandarbha book in our kutir, but we're not reading it. We're lazy. The word lazy in English is like alasa. Long A, L-A-S-A. I think, long A. First A long. Lasa. L-A-S-A, L-A-Z-Y. Don't be lazy about Siddhanta, about Shastra. Study, read. Especially us, because our Guru is a Adhyapak Pandit. He's not just some Babaji, some sannyasi. He's a teacher and he's a Pandit. He's a Brahmachari whole life, Brahman, all that stuff also. But he sets the example. He was always studying. He left this world at 102 years old in Varsana. And we saw him 2 weeks before he left this world. Went to Varsana and visited him. He was staying in one kutir. And he was lying in the sunshine on the veranda on a mattress, on some mat, chatai, covered with blankets. I asked the Baba Shishya that was staying with him, I said, what's Guru Maharaj doing, sleeping? He said, no, he's not sleeping. He went to pick out the blankets from Guru Maharaj. I said, don't take out the blankets, don't disturb him. Shouldn't, because, Chanakya Pandit says you shouldn't wake a sleeping lion or a king. Chanakya Nitya says, don't wake a sleeping lion or a Raja, a king, because the lion may eat you and the king may cut off your head. Not a good idea. So the Guru is the king of bhaktas. He's a Bhakti Raj. He's a Bhakti Shiromani. So I told him about it. I said, don't lift out the blanket, let him sleep. He said, he's not sleeping. And he pulled out the blanket real fast to prove his point. And what was Gurudev doing? Pandit Baba was lying on his back, and on his chest he had a phone like this, not like this, like this. And he had two little plugs like this, earplugs. And he was watching Rajendra Das Maharaj, a famous Ramanandi sadhu and guru of Mahant of Vrindavan, Rajendra Das Maharaj, giving Bhagavad Sapta. And 2 weeks before he left the world. So, Gurudev's whole life was Bhagavatam. He was always speaking about, he's a Bhagavad Pandit. And 2 weeks before he left his body, he's hearing Bhagavad Sapta from a great Param Vaishnava. So he looked at me, he smiled. I went, Jai Gurudev. He looked at me, smiled. I said, put the blanket back on. They put the blanket back on. And I waited for an hour, and then he finished, and then we talked. So this verse again, Siddhanta Balya Chitte Nakara Las Iha Haite Lage Surija Manasa. Alas Manasa. If you study Shastra and become strong in Siddhanta, then you get determination and Bhakti Bhajan. It says, Surita Manasa. Your mind, Manasa means mind, will become very fixed. Freezing. Siberian breezes. Not closing. Made in India. Okay, no problem. I'm almost done. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. So we shouldn't be afraid of Siddhanta. It seems the modern world, we're supposed to be not alasa or lazy. We're supposed to be drita manasa, drita manasa. We get determination in bhajan by becoming fixed in Siddhanta, by accepting and studying Siddhanta. Siddhanta balya chitte nakara alas. If you fill your consciousness, fill your chitta with Siddhanta, you won't be lazy. Lazy in practicing bhakti, lazy in experiencing bhakti. So I just want to say this because when I think of Gurudev, I think of a great teacher, and I think of a great pandit. So if we're a disciple, because we have a phrase, fame is shame. We say if you want fame, it's shameful for a sadhu, because a sadhu's motto is Danyabhav. He's Danyabhav. Trinadapi Sunichena Turarivasishna Amani Dana Kirtanasa. He wants man dana. He wants to show respect to others, give honor to others, not for himself. So we're supposed to be humble. We're not supposed to be humble and stupid. We're supposed to, the ornament, Sarabhushana, the ornament of Sarabhushana means the ornament of Vaishnava is Achar and is Prachar. Just like Sanatana Goswami, he glorified Haridas Thakur. Why did he glorify Haridas Thakur? He glorified Haridas Thakur for Prachar and Sadachar. Achar and Prachar. Achar means behavior, Acharya. Because Sanatana Goswami at that time, he said, some sadhus, some Babaji, sannyasi sadhus, sadhvi sadhus, they behave very nicely. They're good. They're Saralata Vaishnavas. They're humble, but they don't know anything. They don't know Shastra. And they can't talk about Shastra. They can't say anything about Krishna. Krishna Mahima, Na Mahima, Lila Mahima. They can't speak anything. Lila Madhurya, Rasa Madhurya, Prema Madhurya. They can't because they don't know. But they have good behavior. But Sanatana Goswami said other Vaishnavas, they're very good preachers. They're very smart. They know Shastra and are good pracharaks, but their achar is not good. And there's a verse in the Raslila chapter, 10th canto, chapter 33, it's like verse 39. It talks about this question is asked by Parikshit Maharaj asked to Shukadev. He said, how is it Krishna can do all this nonsense behavior and speak Bhagavad Gita? And so so at that time, Shukadev spoke a famous verse, Ishvaranam Vachas Satyam, Acharyatam Kachit. It says, Ishvaranam Vachas Satyam. It says, people, sadhus or Bhagavan, they're very powerful, and whatever they say is true. Ishvaranam Vachas Satyam. Their vach, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Sri Krishna Vacha. Their vach, their words are satyam. They're truthful, they're powerful, they're uplifting, they're transforming. And acharyatam kvachit, sometimes their behavior. So then the verse says, so we should accept their words, but maybe not follow their behavior. So what's an example of that? Example of that is Kurukshetra Krishna. Kurukshetra Krishna is Arjun Sakha. Arjun Sakha is Kurukshetra Krishna. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita. It's perfect tattva, tattva siddhanta, karma tattva, kala tattva, prakriti tattva, jiva tattva. All tattvas are there in Bhagavad Gita. And all yogas are there. Bhakti yoga, Jnana yoga, Sankhya yoga, karma yoga, mystic yoga. But that's perfect. The words are true. It's Satyam. Ishwaram Vachas Satyam. But Krishna Vrindavan, don't follow the behavior of Krishna Vrindavan. He lies, he cheats, he steals. He cheats. He has amorous relationships with other men's wives. Not one wife, not two wives, 3 billion wives. The Maharaja dance, Prabhupada Ran says Krishna is running with the wives of 3 billion men. Dancing all night long, night of Brahma, with 3 billion ladies married to other men. That's not to be followed. So this is the point, that Guru Maharaj was an acharya by example, by tattva, by achar and prachar. So this is what Sanatana Goswami was glorifying Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, you're the ideal Vaishnava, ideal, perfect Gaudiya Vaishnava, because you behave properly, perfectly, and purely, and you always speak Tattva Siddhanta. Nam Mahima, especially Nam Mahima. So this is what we can remember from our Guru Maharaj. And like father, like son, like father, like daughter. Because we're daughters and sons of Guru Maharaj. So we have to become Shastra Nipun, we have to become proper behavior. Proper behavior means Saralata Vaishnava, humble, like I once asked Guru Maharaj, I said, what's the definition of Saralata? Saralata means what I'm speaking in my face, what I'm speaking in my face is what's in my heart. I only have one face. I have one face, I show everyone one face, the face of bhakti. I don't have one face in the front, one face in the back. Two face. So Saralata means simple, straightforward. What you see is what you get. Not like, no duplicity, kapat bhav. Duplicity, hypocrisy, cheating, this is not Vaishnava. So Gurudev was a pure Vaishnava, so he wasn't kapat. The Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam begins in the first canto, Dharma approaches the Kaitavacha. Kaitav Dharma means cheating, cheaters. But the modern day Kali Yuga is full of cheaters. Kantimala, Pakatilak, Achi Kapra, but they're all cheaters because they're not behaving with love, not behaving with gentleness, kindness, Tatikshura Krunika Surya Sarvadena. They don't have the qualities that Kapil Muni talks about as sadhu. Sadhubhushanam. Our ornaments are not gold earrings and diamond bracelets. Our ornaments are behavior, love, tolerance, kindness, compassion. And when we remember Gurudev, we remember someone who was full of love, kindness, compassion. He initiated Western people, unqualified people. He didn't care, he made them qualified. We heard a nice story from Krishna Das Babaji just now, very nice story, that the Guru Maharaj and Haricharan went to some place in Vrindavan, Haribol Kutir, and there were many sadhus there, some satsang. And Haricharan was pumping a hand pump to wash Guru Maharaj's feet and hands before going to sit for Harikatha. and there wasn't anybody around. So then Guru Maharaj pumped the hand pump for his disciple to wash his hands and feet. And many sadhus arrived and saw that, and they wondered, who's that young man that the Guru is pumping water for? So then later the sadhus went upstairs to Harikatha. And they saw Pandit Krishna Das Babaji. They said, who is that young man downstairs? He said, he's my friend. He's my bandhu. He's my friend. I said, oh, okay. Because they thought because he was much younger, they thought he was a disciple. Ban. There was a ban. Yeah, okay. Jai Radhe, what are you doing? Okay. Jai Radhe, thank you very much. So the sadhus, they inquired from Pandit Sri Krishna Das Babaji, who is that young man downstairs? He said he's my bandhu. He's my priya bandhu. He's my dear friend. And then after the sadhus left, then Guru Maharaj, he explained to, I don't know if I remember right, whatever. This is my version of it. After the sadhus left, then Guru Maharaj explained to Haricharana Das Babaji, actually the sadhus were a little angry when they came upstairs. They're a little angry because they saw me pumping water for you, because the guru is not supposed to pump water for the disciple to wash his hands and feet. That's not the proper sadhachara etiquette. So Guru Maharaj, out of his love for his disciple, he didn't want his disciple to create aparad with the sadhus and other Vaishnavas, because they were wondering, it looks like this young man is your disciple. He said, no, he's my friend. And they felt, okay, we're peaceful now, we're relieved. But Guru Maharaj said, actually, it's not proper what I did, but I did it out of my love for you. So this shows the love of the Guru for the disciple. And Guru Maharaj showed so much love and compassion for us, because we're not qualified for even Diksha. Because when you read Hari Bhakti Vilas, it says, what are the qualifications of the Guru? It says, what are the qualifications of Shishya? One of the qualifications of Shishya comes from, he's born in a pure family. A Shishya is born in a pure family. And the definition of a pure family is one who observes Varnashram Dharma. So any person, this Western person who gets Diksha, he's not qualified at all for Diksha. But this is the compassionate Guru. So when we remember Guru Maharaj, we should remember his love, his compassion, his tolerance, and his wisdom, and he was always studying Shastra. He never thought, I know it all. He did Bhajan and Vrindavan for 80 years, and 2 weeks before he's going, he's hearing Harikatha, he's hearing Bhagavad Sapta. 3 hours a day for 7 days. So we shouldn't be Siddhanta alas, lazy about Siddhanta. We should study. And all these great books are coming into English with great commentaries by Satyanarayana Das Babaji Maharaj, the Sandarbhas. And Guru Maharaj always said we should study the Sandarbhas. When I first talked to him, he said, have you read the Sandarbhas? And I said, yes. He said, who did you study with them? Who did you study the Sandarbhas with? I studied the Sandarbhas with Mahanidhi Swami. He said, that's not the way. So I went through the Sandarbhas again myself and wrote questions, and I immediately asked him questions. So I understand a little bit about it. But we should follow Guru Maharaj's example. We're not pundits, we're not Brahmins, okay, but at least we can read the Shastra. We can read the Shastra and ask questions of Haricharana Das Babaji or other good devotees and try to get clear understanding of Tattva Siddhanta. That will make Guru Maharaj very happy, and you'll become very strong. You'll become strong in bhakti. Don't be allergic to Siddhanta. Siddhanta is necessary. Maybe you can't memorize shlokas and verses and all that kind of thing, which is, of course, good to do. But you should read Shastra and study Shastra and becoming a living example of Shastra. This will make, this is the glory of our Sampradaya, because we're Vaita Parivar, Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, and Vaita Parivar. And Vaita's name is Acharya. He's a Vaita Acharya. He had 20,000 disciples before Lord Chaitanya even started to chant Hare Krishna. The Vaita Acharya was initiating and having Hare Katha every day with many great sadhus and saintly people in Adhyapak Mandal, 50 years before Lord Chaitanya was born. So Vaita Acharya is a great guru and a great pandit, and we're in his parivar, so we shouldn't be dumb, stupid. Because everything happens by kripa, by Guru kripa, by Krishna kripa. Mukam karoti vatsalam pangam langai te grim. Yad kripa tamamande shikaram tinatanam. By Guru kripa, a mukha can speak poetry. Mukha kavitakara. Kavita means poetry. A murka. A fool can speak poetry. Mukha kavitakara, yansavarasvara. A lame person can cross over mountains, and a blind person can see the stars in the sky. He's looking for some. Jai-ho. He's a kirtan man. He has a strong voice, huh? He's a kirtaneer. Sadhu Seva. So any questions? Any questions? Sound familiar? We can also think, because we saw a sign was advertising this program. It said Krishna Das Pandit. And I told the person who made the sign, I said, his name is not Krishna Das Pandit, his name is Sri Krishna Das Pandit. So why is it Sri Krishna Das Pandit? We have to think. Sri represents Radharani, and Krishna represents Krishna Chaitanya. So Krishna Chaitanya represents the Pandit aspect of Guru Maharaj. He was a Pandit, he was an Adhyapak Pandit, he was a great teacher, and a great Shastra Nipun. He was very expert in Shastra. So Krishna means Krishna Chaitanya. And who is Krishna Chaitanya? Nimai Pandit. Digvijay Pandit. He defeated Keshava Kashmiri. Boom, 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 boom. Knocked him out. And he was 11 years old. So it was Krishna Chaitanya. He had all the intelligence and learning and wisdom. He was also a Brahmin of Chaitanya. Why is he called Sri? Because he has all the karuna of Radharani. Karuna Mai Radharani ki. Sri means Srimati Radharani, and he's the karuna of Radharani. So what's the example of Gurudev's karuna? He's 99 years, Gurudev had two kinds of disciples. He had Bahiranga Bhaktas and Antaranga Bhaktas. What is that? Bahiranga Bhaktas are devotees, shishya, that live outside of Vrindavan. Calcutta, Assam, different places. Lithuania, other places. Delhi, other foreign places. Moscow, Yamuna's from Moscow or something like that. Those are the Bahiranga Bhaktas, Bahiranga Shishya. But Antaranga Shishya, who are they? Those who always live in Vrindavan. So Here's an example of Gurudev's Sri aspect, his Karuna aspect. At the age of 99, in 2017, he took the Antaranga Bhaktas and the Bairanga Bhaktas on Yatra, Braj Yatra, at the age of 99. He could hardly walk. He had his spine was like an S. His spinal column was shaped like S. It's called spondylitis. His hip bone was all frozen to his lumbar vertebrae. How painful it is to walk, he never told, but we can understand. We know about medicine. So he took us on a yatra to Rasoligram, the place of the original Raslila. Once I was sitting with him, he said, "Do you know where the Raslila is performed?" I said, "Yeah, Vamshivat." "Dear Shamir, you remember playing Vamshivat? Go be sure." "No." "No? What do you mean no?" "No, that's not the Maharaj dance, that's the everyday Ras dance." I said, "Where's the Maharaj dance?" "I'll show you. First I'll tell you, it's Rasoligram, which is near Chota Beitan. It's near Koshi Kalan side, near Kokilavan, Chota Beitan, Barabaita. So he said, "I'll take you there." I said, "Great, you'll take me there?" So he took everybody there. He gave a lecture on Ras Leela from the Bhagavatam, 10th canto, in Hindi. He summarized the whole Ras Leela, remember that? It was bliss, it was nectar. And he took us other place also, Deva Kund. Deva Kund. We went up a road, a dirt road. We were walking and he started the Jeep and put you in the Jeep. we all walked up this riverbed. We walked up this dry riverbed through the mountain behind Badrinath or somewhere. It's called Deva Kund. And it's a beautiful kund there, just made recently. There's some sadhus living there. Remember? We had lunch there, I think, and the whole scene there. So that was mercy, compassion, karuna for the Antaranga Bhaktas. What about the Maharaja Bhaktas? The same year, 99 years old, he got on a train, second-class sleeper. Second-class sleeper train. Sleeper train is also sleepy speed also. It goes very slow to Calcutta. It takes 35 hours to go to Calcutta. 35-hour train ride. Super luxury. And Guru Maharaj was going there. I said, "Why? You're 99 years old. Why can't they come here and see you?" He said, "No, I'm one. There are many. There's so many devotees here. I have to go see them." I said, "Why?" "They have to hear Hari Katha." How do the devotees have their questions answered if I don't go there? How do the devotees make advancement in bhakti if I don't go and give my darshan and encourage them? I have to go. I said, "Okay, you have to go. But let me buy you an AC ticket, AC first class ticket for you and your servant, your Babaji." "No, I don't like AC. It's too cold." I said, "Okay." It was summertime also. It was summertime, so that's how he went. So this shows the Sri aspect, the Karuna aspect of Guru Maharaj at 99 years old, going out to preach. So I asked Guru Maharaj when he came back, I said, "Guru Maharaj, do Babajis have to travel and preach?" And he said, if they want to give something to others and other people are asking them, it's good if they travel and preach. I said, "But I don't want to. Because I'm a little rebellious type guy, you know." I said, "I've done so much of that traveling and preaching, and I don't like it. I don't want to do it. And I speak here in Radhakund, it goes around the world on that." He said, "Yeah, that's right. So what about visiting people that can't come here? You can go to Russia, you can go to Lithuania." I said, "Do I have to?" He said, "Well, it's up to you." I said, "Thank you." Because I couldn't say I'm old. I couldn't say, "Guru Maharaj, I'm too old to go." He said, "What do you mean?" At that time, I'm 72 now. I was like 69 or something. I said, "I'm too old." He said, "Well, I'm 99. So I didn't say that. I was careful about that one. I'm a clever guy, you know. I said, no, too old. Well, get out. Go tomorrow. Go tomorrow. Get out of here. So that's all I can say. I can say more, but what to say. But I can see how Guru Maharaj, he was always asking people, are you studying, are you reading? And so we should think if we want, because many devotees sitting here are disciples of Guru Maharaj. So he'll be smiling upon you and happy with you when you open Shastra and study Shastra and speak Hari Katha sometimes when you have a chance, and show very loving, kind, compassionate behavior wherever you go. Because what is missing in the world is love and compassion. There's a lot of ego. There's a lot of ego and exploitation and hatred in the world, and we shouldn't be contributors to that. We should have some. Bhakti means love, means devotion, means care, means compassion. So if that's not there in our heart, bhakti is sleeping in your heart. You've got the bhakti bija, but the bija hasn't even sprouted. There's no leaves, there's no stem, there's no flowers, no fruit, nothing. So we want the bhakti to grow and manifest its beauty. And its beauty is its qualities. And the main qualities of bhakti are love and compassion and mercy and tolerance and humility. These are the qualities that bhakti manifests. So we can consider ourselves some kind of bhakta, some kind of devotee, if these qualities are manifesting in us and being perceived and felt by others. Because you can think, oh, I'm a loving devotee, I'm a tolerant devotee, I'm a compassionate devotee. But you interview other people and say, what do you think about me? They say, you're puffed up. You're puffed up and selfish. What's that? Me? You know, if the shoe fits, wear it, you know. So it's a little pinching when people, sometimes if you're really courageous, you can ask people, tell me honestly, what do you think about me? That's called putting yourself on the tawa. Sitting on a hot tawa. You know tawa? It's for cooking chapatis. Sit down on a hot tawa is equal to asking someone, tell me honestly, what do you think of me? Just don't be afraid. You know, I don't have any brass knuckles or any knives or any guns, or, you know, I want to hear the straight sauce. So I do this, of course, usually I do this with close friends. That's not much fun. You do it with strangers or people who don't know you very well, and you say, listen, because they say, a lot of times people come to me and they say, I want to do seva. I want to do seva. Can I do seva at your ashram or your personal seva? So I say, no. But if you really want to do seva, then tell me what you think about me. I've done this sometimes. If people are really nervous, I have to encourage them. I say, come on, you know, if you tell me, I'll give you some rascals, I'll give you some ladu, I'll give you free books, I'll give you 20 free books, whatever. It's a good practice. Try to do it with your friends. The idea we're trying to accomplish here is transformation. We have to become guru-like. Because who are we trying to become? We're trying to become like Tulsi Manjari in Sarup. We're supposed to transform our identity into her identity, become equal with her identity. Equalization, mutual identification. But where does it start with? It starts by identifying with Guru. Guru is also a Sakhi Manjari. But you have Guru presents two forms, Sadguru and Siddharup. So one form is Sakhirup and one form is Guru. So you have to show love for Guru, compassion for Guru, intimacy with Guru, everything you have to show with Guru in Sadguru and also in Siddharup. So we're like Satyarani Das Babaji said a nice thing. He said we're practicing Gopi Bab, we're practicing Manjari through bhajan, by serving and worshiping Guru. He said it's like a play. He said we're trying out for the play. We already have a role to play. We have a Nitya Seva in the spiritual world. But how do we get trained for the final performance of entering Nitya Lila and doing our Nitya Seva for Radha and Krishna and Golok Dham? He said the stage of practice is interaction with Guru. We want to love and serve Radharani. Oh, I love and serve Radharani. I think about it all the time. But the Guru, who cares about the Guru? What he's doing, what he's feeling. I'm busy meditating Radharani. So at least Mahanidhi Das Babaji doesn't believe that's the way to success. Guru Krishna is one. Radharani and Sakhi Manjari are one. You'll see Radharani. First you'll have darshan on the Guru's Swarup. And then you have darshan on Radharani's Swarup. If you don't have darshan on Guru's Swarup, you'll never have darshan on Radharani's Swarup. Not possible. Because Guru has to introduce you to Radharani. So first you have to find Guru in your meditation and your smaran. You find Guru's Swarup. It's revealed to you by the mercy of Paramatma, by the mercy of Guru. You'll see the Swarup of a Guru. Then Guru is pleased, they'll show you Radharani. That's desirable. That's the goal. So, I think most of the sadhus are going now. Right, Baba. Most of the sadhus. It's interesting, the curtains are closed in such a way that Radharani's looking at me and I'm looking at Radharani. I'm a lucky man. I can't see Krishna. It's like when Lord Chaitanya is in Jagannath Puri. Why did he take darshan Krishna Radha Madan Gopal ki jai? Hiraj Dharan ki jai. Mahaprabhu ki jai. There's a quiz question. When Mahaprabhu took Jagannath darshan in Puri, why did he stand at the back of the temple at the Guru Stamba? Next to the Guru Stamba. Stamba means pillar, and Guru is on top of the pillar. What's the answer?
Only Jagannath. You want to see only Jagannath. You want to see only Jagannath.
Well, why do you, all three are together? Why do you see only Jagannath?
He's in mood of Radha.
Lord Chaitanya stood next to Guru Stamba, which is in the back of the temple. Because in the temple, I haven't been, but you've been, and many of you have been. In the temple, there's many pillars to hold up the place. You know, kumbhas, you know, like this, you know, pillars. Yeah, 1 minute.
No 1 minute, 10 minutes.
Okay, that's what's me. So Mahaprabhu stood by the Guru's Stamba to take darshan, because if you stand there and look towards the altar, you can't see Subhadra, you can't see Balaram, because there's pillars in the way, like this. So the curtain was closed in such a way, the Thakurji's part of it was closed, that only I could see Radharani. So I was speaking about Karunamai. Shri means Karunamai Radharani. And I looked and I said, oh, that's nice. And so Gurudev is representative of Radharani. That's one of the best things. I don't accept a lot of things in those books by BBC, but this is one thing I really liked in the books of BBC. There's a purport in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says Sri Guru is a representative of Srimati Radharani or Nityananda. So I like that purport very much. It's a purport by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Sri Guru is representative of Srimati Radharani or Lord Nityananda. So in our case, Sri Guru is representative of Advaita Prabhu and Radharani. In Sekhi Shiromai's case, Guru Maharaj is representative of Radharani and Nityananda Prabhu and Nangamanjari. Jai Radha. Anything more? Anything more? More cooch. Anyone want to say something about about Guru Maharaj?
Srila Prabhupada met with Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj.
Huh?
Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada met with Krishna.
The question is asked, did Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada meet Pandit Shri Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj? How many say yes?
Many times.
So,
Many times.
smart guys. There's a popular book in English called Our Srila Prabhupada, A Friend to All. And it was written by Mula Prakriti Dasi, Shishya of Prabhupada. And she interviewed different Babajis and Sannyasis. So she interviewed Pandit Shri Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj in 1995 or something like that. And the story is, Gurudev lived in Vrindavan for 14, 15 years, studying Sanskrit and also teaching. So he was teaching Sanskrit in Ban Maharaj's college, the famous Bhakti Hriday Ban Maharaj, Gaudiya Mas Sannyasi Brahmin. So Guru Maharaj taught Sanskrit and he translated into English Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And I have a copy of that book printed by Ban Maharaj, translated by Guru Maharaj, with Guru Maharaj's autograph and blessings. I show it to you? Yeah. So Guru Maharaj, in an introduction, he speaks appreciation of Guru Maharaj. So in that interview, Mula Prakriti told a story. She said, your Bhaktivedanta Swami used to come meet Hriday Ban Maharaj many times. Goswami Maharaj from Imli Tala, one Gaudiya Masanasi, Goswami Maharaj, and Hriday Ban Maharaj, and Pandit Shri Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, and Bhaktivedanta Swami all met together in Ban Maharaj's college. And what would they describe? They would discuss how to preach Gaudiya Tattva Siddhanta in English. Because they're all English speaking and college educated and very learned Brahmin, smart people, except Prabhupada wasn't a Brahmin, but was very smart. And they're all writing articles and preaching in English. So they would meet, how do you translate prema into English? How do you translate sadhana into English? And so they would discuss back and forth. They had many meetings. So one of those meetings, Prabhupada had printed the Bhagavatam, first canto, part 1, 2, and 3. So Prabhupada met with Guru Maharaj, Pandit Shri Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, and Ban Maharaj and Goswami, and said, will you please give me blessings? Please give me blessings to go to America, to take these Bhagavatams to America and preach the Bhagavad Siddhanta and Bhakti Sadhana for the Machas and Yavanas. Us. Us guys. And they said no. He said, Swami Maharaj, you're 70, you're 60, you're 70 years old, you're too old. Just stay and do bhajan. Just do bhajan. Keep translating, writing books, print, do bhajan. Don't go. We don't give you blessing. So Prabhupada said, okay. And then he came back a week later and they met again. He said, listen, you don't want me to go, so I respect your wishes. But now I have a question. I want you to give blessings that these books give blessings to my Srimad Bhagavatam first canto and 3 volumes. Please, will you all put your hands on these books and give blessings that my books will go to America. So they pass the books around. Okay, we bless your books, go to America. So then Prabhupada said, but listen, boys, listen, listen, Swami Maharaja, how are my books going to go to America? I have to take them there. So you're blessing my books to go to America. That means I have to go with the books, so I have to carry them. And he said, okay, go. You're too clever. You're a clever Bengali. Like all 3 of them were Bengali. All 4 of them were Bengali. You're another clever Bengali. Okay, take your books and go. Oh, go. Pravachan Karo. So this is a story of how he was a very good friend our Guru Maharaj is a very good friend of Bhakti-vedanta Swami. And Guru Maharaj was initiating me. He said, your name is Madan Gopal Das Babaji. I said, very good. He said, no, wait. Madan Gopal Das Babaji. Mahanidhi Madan Gopal. I said, no, what? What? I said, that name is not good. There's a little bad PR for that name. He said, your name is... No. I said, no. I said, Madan Gopal is good. The way the Charya's Thakurji, is Madan Gopal. This is Madan Gopal. Shri Madan Gopal, Thakurji Madan Gopal, Maharaj. And so he said, no, I like that name, Mahanidhi. And besides, there's a verse in Radha Sunidhi, verse 135 or 136, that describes Radharani as Mahanidhi. So that's a good name. Because, I can remember Prabhupada. Prabhupada was my good, your Bhakti-vedanta Swami is my good friend. So you keep that name. Now you're Mahanidhi, Madan Gopal. And I said, no, but Guru Maharaj said, it's a lumpy punch, A lumpy punch. It's a long tail. Long tail. Your name is Krishna Das and Ananta Das and, this Das and that Das. Just forget it. So Madan Gopal Das is nice. No. I said, okay. What can I do? You're the boss. That's what's me. So Guru Maharaj is very connected to Bhakti-vedanta Swami, and he helps me remember it all the time. Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Tirobhav Mahotsav, Pandit Shri Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj Bhakt-tirth ki. Sab Bhakta Lo ki jai. Sab Guru Gan ki jai. Ram Gopal Thakurji ki jai. Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Mahanidhi Madan Gopal Das Babaji ki.